Welcome back to the channel. We're doing a little work in the house garage today. It's a lot warmer than outside, so we're doing some work in here on the Wrangler. Turn the camera on here and show you what we got. We're installing and wiring in some rear bumper lights. I'll show you those here in a minute. I'm not going to do a video on actually putting those in. There's quite a few out there already. I really want to rehash something that's been done multiple times. But this, what you see here, is the pre-installed wiring that the Jeep comes with the auxiliary switches. So there's 4 auxiliary switches and there's 4 wires here. This is pretty well documented on YouTube also. There's 2 heavier gauge wires, switches 1 and 2, and then these 2 smaller, I think they're 15 amp, I believe, wires. This pinkish orangish one's switch 3, and this bluish purplish one's switch 4. So I'm gonna put switch 4 is what I'm going with for the rear lights. Eventually someday I'll probably put some front mounted lights on, and I'll put those on switch 3. But just going through here, I got some wire. Just kind of stretched out. I've a 14 gauge for the power supply, that's the black wire. Have a 16 gauge white for the ground. And I am running the ground all the way up here to the front. Let me show you why. There's a ground block right here, up right beside where the wires, the auxiliary switch wires come out. So I could make the ground go to the frame in the rear. There are places back there, but I really don't want to scrape the paint, the coating they have on the frame off. And then there's also, obviously back there under the vehicle, there's a lot more road spray, salt, water, stuff, where up here it stays fairly dry. I mean, here you can see the 2 lights. From the factory they come red reflectors in those in these 2 spots. Here are the 2 reflectors that were in the rear bumper. Like I said, there's not really anything to them. They're just a red reflector. They snap in, and then there's one screw that holds them. It's a 7mm head on it. It's a real pain to get to. Most of the install videos show you removing the rear bumper. I really didn't want to do that, so I was able to use some extensions and a universal joint on my 1/4-inch drive ratchet, and was able to get them out. And here's the wiring hanging down. They have some connectors on them. I'll cut those off. I'm not going to wire them up the way the directions say to. The directions have you pulling the tail lights out and tapping into the reverse light wire using these tap connectors, or whatever you call them. I really hate these things, so I'm not going to use those. I'm going to cut the connectors off the lights, solder my wires onto them, and then solder the hot wire to the factory wire, and then I'll put a connector on for the post on the ground. But I got these lights from Oracle Lighting. I bought these. This isn't any kind of promotion or anything. I bought these on my own. I went with these mainly. I don't plan on, because I don't plan on replacing this rear bumper. I might put a front bumper on and some different lights, but in the back here, I'm probably just going to leave this stock bumper. And I like things that kind of appear stock or fit in nicely with stock. So that's what I like these. So far, for just backing up, the factory LED backup lights have worked fine. So I think these will work well. You know, if I want to trail somewhere at night, I'll be able to flip these on. Like I said, this isn't really an install or a how-to video. Just kind of showing you what I'm doing here. I got some wire loom, just some plastic wire loom. Just going through and feeding the wire into it. Once I get all that done, and I'm putting tape on I have the wires taped every foot 18 inches, and I'm doing the same on the wire loom. Every foot 18 inches, I'm throwing a few wraps of black electrical tape on. Once I get that done, I'll show you guys how I'm gonna route the wires, but I found a wire bundle that goes down through here. You can't see now, I'll get some lights set up. But I'm gonna follow that wire bundle. I'll get it zip tied high up out of the way along the frame rail. All right, I'll show you the top view here, and I'll take the camera underneath here in a minute. Again, right here is where the factory wiring comes up. So I'm gonna bring my wire along there. I'm gonna go right here between the battery and the fuse box. And I put a light underneath. It's gonna be tough to see. But we'll follow this wire right here, the one that's wrapped in the silver aluminum looking loom. You can see it goes down there against the firewall. And then you can see right about there where it kind of cuts to the left. I'm gonna go over that way some, just to keep it away from the catalytic converter. I don't know if you can see that. Again, the thing looks like it's wrapped in aluminum foil right down. Right down, I can't get my finger in there. Right down about there. That's one of the cats coming off the manifold. So it's heat wrapped pretty well, but I want to keep the wire away from it if I can. So I'll show you the view from underneath now. Just finished soldering the wires together here at the back. You can see on this side, there's the white and the black that I ran from the front, and then this other black wire is coming from the light. It has the two wires in it from the light here on the right side. And then the black wire over here is the two wires from the left light. So I soldered all, well, three of each, the three hot wires together and then the three ground wires together. And then the shrink tubing is kind of ugly. I have a lot of this white shrink tubing, and I just used a lighter to shrink it. I didn't use a heat gun, but I put two small pieces of waterproof shrink tubing over the solder joints themselves, and then I had a narrower piece here that I couldn't quite get all the way over, so I have it on this side and then a wider piece over here. So there's at least two, almost three layers of shrink tubing over this, and then I'm going to put it in wire loom also. Got the hot wire soldered, two layers of shrink tubing, and we got the ground temporarily connected. I haven't finished all the wiring as far as putting it in place yet. Obviously this isn't going to stay like this, but I wanted to get it connected up and make sure everything works. All right, we're going to turn the ignition on. And we're gonna hit switch number 4. They're pretty bright. See if I get this out tonight when it's dark. I'll do another quick clip just showing the difference between the reverse lights by themselves, these new lights by themselves, and then with both. But as you can see here, I'm still gonna get the wiring. Like I said, I just got everything connected. I didn't finish tidying everything up. So we're gonna do that next, and I'll show you a quick run through of how I ran the wire. I have all the zip tie tails still on, so it's easy to see what I put on. Okay, I've drug this out long enough, so I'm just gonna do a real quick view of where I ran the wire. So you can see I have everything kind of tucked down in here. This here is the wire I ran, and you see a little bit of blue in here. I put some blue electrical tape, just make it easy to find in the future. I might put a zip tie just to tie the wire loom I put to this piece over here, we'll see. And then if you come over here, it comes through, I zip tied here on top of this, all the way back. And I don't know, let me try to zoom here. Sorry about the picture, you kind of see it, it's kind of tight, I can't get the camera down in there. But I ran it down. I ran it down along this, that kind of silver sheathed cable. And when you get down in here, I ran it, you can see it kind of juts off to the left. Again, sorry about the focus, I'll mess a little better. And I ran to the left there just to get it a little farther away from the exhaust. I don't think it would have been an issue, but better safe than sorry. You can see it runs down, straight down in there. You can kind of see the black, shiny plastic wire loom. All right, give me a second, I'm gonna slide underneath with a light. Okay, I'm underneath here. You can see kind of right at the top left of the screen. That is a catalytic converter coming off the manifold. So you can see the wire, that's about where we showed from up top. Let me pull this out, move my light, and you can see how I have it tucked behind, use my laser pointer here. I have it tucked behind here. Keeps it pretty much out of the way. As you come down, it runs right above the frame rail, or the frame rail, and along that little small wire bundle. This is a skid plate for the fuel tank, so it's tough to show in here. But I basically followed that wire bundle the whole way back. Let me slide out and I'll move to the back and show you. You can see the zip ties sticking out the tails. I was able to slide my hand above the frame rail where that little wire bundle is. You can see his tails sticking out. There's one right here in front of the camera. And then this is right in front of the rear tire. You see that zip tie sticking out. I followed that bundle more. And you can just kind of see above the frame rail that black, that's the same wire loom. And then here behind the tire, it's getting up off the ground here. It's very difficult to see, but if I'd have pulled this fender liner out, that would have made it probably quite a bit easier, but I didn't have any of the little Christmas tree clips you can see back here, and then these little rivet clips where it connects to the fender. So I did not pull that out, but I was able eventually to get my hand squeezed up in there. I pulled this rear cover off from the fender. Try to get the camera in here. You can see the wire loom there. So it still just ran right along the frame rail. And then let me slide underneath the back here and I'll show you the final product where the lights are at. I apologize for the poor lighting, but I'm just laying underneath the rear of the Jeep here. You can see the trailer hitch right in the right of the screen, but the previous view showed the wire coming through over the frame rail here. Comes over, and then right here, let me get in there. You kind of see that wire coming out right there. That's going to the light. It goes right over the top of the trailer hitch, and the light is right up in that opening. So it comes over. I go to a slightly larger wire loom here, because right in the middle above the trailer hitch is where I soldered everything together. Comes over, move my light. And you can see, same thing, goes right over the trailer hitch and goes right to the other light. So I'm dragging this out a lot longer than I thought, but hopefully you guys found this interesting. Thanks everyone for watching. Sorry about the wind noise in the background. I'm sure you heard the garage doors banging around. We've been under a wind advisory yesterday and today, so it's been windy. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna try and get back on a better schedule here, posting videos. Just with the weather lately, there just hasn't been a lot going on, and I don't like to post the same kind of stuff over and over again. So, like I said, I'm gonna try and get back on a good schedule, getting videos up. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like, subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.